Hey there, people of YouTube. Sorry that I didn't post anything the other day. Some things came up and I couldn't get around to it. But to make it up to you, I should be posting 2 videos today. This video is probably going to be a little bit lengthy, so get comfortable, grab your popcorn and your soda, because I'm talking about free-to-play games like Hearthstone here. Free-to-play games, there's so many pros and cons to them. But before I get onto that, yeah, like, the second video will probably be something like a let's play or a review of a game, just so you're not like blindsided by content. I'm going to try to continue to make like little series like this where I do let's plays or reviews of a particular game. Like the series, I'll have like one whole playlist of one game, but then the let's plays or the reviews will have their own little playlists. Like they'll have different genres and things of that nature. And then what else? Well, I'm gonna post this up after I finish recording and everything, and I think that, to be fair to you all, and because I honestly enjoy all these videos, and making all this content for you guys, it doesn't really matter what I post per se, to me at least. So I'm gonna let you comment down below what you would like to see a let's play or a review, and you can even recommend a game or a genre. You can tweet at me, you can post on my Facebook or whatever, message me and things like that. Let me know what you'd like to see, and once I get some feedback, I will then record and upload my second video today. What else is there? Yeah, onto the video then, the actual content, the meat of this, per se. Free to play. It's a touchy subject for a lot of people. Like when it comes to pros, I mean, it's free. They tend to be pretty easily accessible, because you can just download it, and they don't tend to have like super amazing graphics, so you can almost run them on potatoes. And I mean, like Hearthstone right here, like this is pretty low grade stuff right here. Yeah, League of Legends doesn't really take much to run, even on medium or high at that. And because of this, you can get into it with your friends. Easier. You can get it to it yourself, solo play kind of thing, easier. If you wanted to do that. Like Hearthstone, I don't really play with friends, I don't do those friendly matches and all that. League of Legends, I play some on my own, but not as much as I used to. I used to be a lot more into League of Legends than I am now. but yeah, like it's easily accessible. You could run it on low hardware or like outdated even. And like even if you don't want to get into it by yourself, that's fine because you could still get into it with friends, and they bring out content and patches and things and release new raids and stuff for free for the most part. When I say for the most part, I'll get back to that later when I'm talking about the cons. But yeah, like it's like there's so many of them out there as well. So if you don't like MMOs, you can play a MOBA. If you don't like MOBAs, you can play an FPS. I mean, really and honestly, when it comes to the free-to-play genre, there's so much diversity in it that you can't really say, oh, free-to-play isn't for me, just because of like a lack of variety or anything like that. Because there is variety, like. And I mean, good there are good free-to-play games out there. Like, I mean, a lot of people enjoy Hearthstone, a lot of people don't like it. It's just opinion based, really and honestly. I mean, some people like Neverwinter, some people don't. I couldn't really get into it all that much personally, but there's not really anything in particular that's wrong with the game. I got into DCUO, DC Universe Online for a while. And I'll cover like the DLC and all of that, those aspects of the game. In a second, when I get to the cons and things of that nature, because there are a lot of cons when it comes to free-to-play as well. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers the pros of free-to-play with the accessibility because of low hardware requirements and being free and being able to play with your friends because of easy accessibility and things of that nature. And the variety in free-to-play, it's like all these things just can't really be beat, you know? Like you can't have, like there's just not that much variety and accessibility when it comes to pay to play or buy to play, really, because pay to play is a dying market within itself. I already talked about this. And then the buy to play, there's not, it's a limited market when it comes to like MOBAs and things of that nature. There's no buy to play MOBA out there at the moment, really, that I know of personally. When it comes to like MMOs as well, there's not really anything on the market for MMOs when it comes to buy to play or pay. Like there's Guild Wars 2, but that's about the only one. And there's Guild Wars 2 and ESO now, actually. But besides that, those are like the only two MMOs out there that are buy to play, as far as my knowledge goes. And pay to play, there's only World of Warcraft, and a lot of people have been like their subscriber numbers have dropped dramatically quickly. So, um, like, and like it's really and honestly understandable. That was a misplay right there. It's really and truly understandable because the content that's been coming out with Warlords of Draenor just isn't the best. So, yeah. But when it comes to the cons of free to play, there are so many. Like I was talking about earlier about DLC and free games. You have to be very particular when it comes to the DLCs and things like that. Because, I mean, when it comes to like, um, a lot of MMOs that have the free to play model, they don't come out with DLCs. All their stuff that you buy, and the way I tend to prefer it, is it's mostly cosmetic, if not all cosmetic. Um, but what a lot of them do, they have some aspect of it that is a buy to win kind of thing. Like even with Hearthstone, you can go and just buy decks of cards for real world dollars, and then you just open all the packs and you have the best cards, and you can build amazing decks, and you win because you don't have to take all the time to grind out the gold to buy the packs or grind out the dust to craft the cards or any of that. So you save money, and now, like, I know the RNG aspect kind of helps it because you can get multiple copies of cards that you don't need. Like, you can only have 2 copies of cards, really. Anything more than that is just a waste, and you should really turn it into dust like you just saw me do. And the dust that was down there, the 935, that dust can be used to craft cards, but if you buy all these packs and get all those extra cards, you therefore have more dust, and you didn't really have to farm for it or anything, and now you can just craft good cards. So it's things like that when it comes to um like marketplaces and like stores and stuff that they have in free to play games. I don't really agree with any kind of buy to win mechanic, but when it comes to cosmetic stuff, I don't really care about. Like, yeah, if there's a mount on the store that can only be purchased with real world monies, that takes away from some content that could have been built around the map. But it's still just cosmetic, like a little pet or whatever. Like, I don't really mind that. Like a little like cute outfit to make you look a certain way. Like, oh well, it's not gear, it's or anything like that. Um, and like, there's also the fact that it's a free to play, so they tend to have more time between patches and things like that. So you have to wait longer for content if you're in the end game of a game. Um, there's also the fact that a lot of them have little subscription bases where you can pay to like $5 a month and you get all these bonuses and things that make it easier to play, or almost a pay to win mechanic, which, it's really up to them to do if they really wanted to do it. But again, I don't agree with any kind of win mechanic. But I understand their businesses and they need to make their money and everything. So you can't really bash them too much because they're free to play. It's just certain games that put a lot of content and certain things behind paywalls I don't agree with. Like a lot of mobile games do things like that, and I don't agree with that at all. Because yeah, you need to make money, but then you don't have to go and be greedy, because there is a point of making money and there's another point of being greedy. Like Blizzard, with Warlords Draenor, a lot of people started calling them greedy and saying that World of Warcraft was just a cash cow for them, which, you know, it's understandable. But yeah, like there's a lot of cons like that where it's like, oh, for free to play, where it's like, oh, they don't come out with a lot of content all the time because it's a free to play and they're not making as much money as other games all the time. I mean, some do, but not all of them. Like, I mean, take League of Legends for example. They make tons of money off all the people that buy all their skins and buy freaking RP to unlock champions and all of that. They scoop in tons of money, but they don't have anything that's game breaking that you can buy with that RP, so it's fine. And then there's the pay to win mechanic that some of these games have. Like League of Legends doesn't have it, but Hearthstone does. And it's just not the best thing in the world ever to have stuff like that around. And like if people buy into it, like a lot of people bought into all that stuff for World of Warcraft, it's paying, it's essentially voting with your wallet. And saying to these companies that, oh yeah, it's totally okay for you to do things like that to us because we're buying it. And the companies are making money, so of course they're gonna think it's okay. Like, if they put it out there and nobody really bought it, then they're gonna like have a patch where they either change it or update it or take it out. Like they'll either update it by changing the price, or they'll change it by like what you get for it, and things of that nature. Or they'll just totally take it out of the store because nobody's buying it. So you voted, and by not buying it, you're still voting with your wallet and saying that it's not okay to have content like that. Which, you know, it is can be viewed as a good or a bad thing. Again, it's really up to perspective. But yeah, like the pros and cons of free to play. The pros are the variety, the accessibility, and the accessibility isn't just in the accessibility of free. There's also the fact that they don't tend to have the best graphics ever, so you can run it on lower end things. Um, and then also accessibility because the variety in the free-to-play genre. because if you don't like MMOs, there's still FPSs and card games like Hearthstone and other things that you can choose from. But there's so many cons to so many of the free-to-play games out there because of paywalls and pay to win and just like so many little things like that, that some free-to-play games just aren't honestly worth paying to play, not paying to play at all, because oh yeah, it's technically a free to play, but it's not worth it unless you get the subscription. Like Star Wars The Old Republic, it's not really worth playing. I hear from a lot of people and a lot of videos and things on the internet that it's not worth playing Star Wars The Old Republic unless you pay that monthly subscription to play. So, I mean, honestly, free to play, like, it's great and everything. I still prefer the buy to play mechanic because, like, then you have the big patches with the DLC and things, and that's cool. And then, like, not just with the bigger contents with the buy to play compared to like the free to play where you have to wait a while for patches and they don't have so much content sometimes. Like a lot of free to play don't have DLC and stuff. Like there are a few exceptions to that rule, like deal like DC Universe Online. They have um, expansions you can buy that come out with new powers and things, but they're one of the few that actually are free to play that don't have like paywalls so much. I don't know about anymore because I haven't played in a while, so they might have a lot of paywalls or something like that. But like if you had an account and spent like I think it was like $5 or something like that, you got boosted up to silver, which gave more character slots and other little perks and things, which was really cool. So like you bought one DLC pack or expansion pack or whatever, however you want to word that. And then you got bumped up to silver and you were good to go. And you were like permanently silver forever. You didn't have to keep on paying a monthly subscription. And I think that's a cool business model to have for a free to play game where you buy one thing on the store and you're upgraded already. I mean, yes, they also have a monthly subscription that model that is implemented that gives you even more things. But like to have tiers like that, I think is a cool idea. Um, but yeah, so because a lot of free-to-play MMOs and things like that don't have these big DLC packs, their patches are supposed to be what is supposed to, I guess, make up for that. But then they take a while in development and testing and everything because it's free to play. They don't have the money to like try to, I guess, speed up the process and things like that, and hire more developers and programmers and all of that and artists. Well, at least a lot of them. Because a lot of the companies don't make as much money as like a buy to play or a pay to play model. Oh, and also because it on the other side of the coin with the accessibility of these games, that means more people playing. That means more likelihood of a toxic community, and like trolls and things of that nature. Like League of Legends used to be horrible. Like I know people still complain about it, but when I first started playing back in like season 2, like the community was worse than it is now by far. So that's like another con, and I know I'm not making um I'm not making free to play sound all that great right now, but there are some games like League of Legends and Hearthstone that are kind of worth playing, because if you do put in the time and the effort to grind and unlock the champions or the cards and whatever, you can be like you can get just as powerful and as good as anybody else playing the game, which is cool. I mean, yes, they can get there a bit quicker or unlock champions that are OP at the moment that will be nerfed later on and whatever else immediately with real money, but you can catch up and even surpass them, especially with skill. Like if you know what you're doing and everything with the game, like League of Legends and stuff, skill is a big part of it. So that's cool that there's things like that, but it's also sucky that you have to catch up. And even in some games, there's too much of a pay to win mechanic, so you can't catch up entirely. You'll always be behind or whatever because of things, and business and everything. So yeah, in my mind there are more cons than pros for free to play, but that shouldn't make you not play, like keep you from playing any free to play games. Like there are some that are worth it, like I said. It just depends on your perspective and your views and what kind of games you like and stuff. Like some people think Hearthstone is worth playing and other people don't. And this guy just surrendered for like no reason at the beginning of the match. But yeah. And then yeah, I said this was gonna be a long video, and I know I've already rambled on for a while. So that's pretty much all I have to say about free to play. And this is gonna wrap up the end of the series for those three: the buy to play, the pay to play, and the free to play. Not exactly in that order. I know I did the pay to play first, but that's the end of this series. If you have any recommendations on any future series or any game topics or like a specific topic on a game or anything like that, just drop a comment or send me a message or tweet at me or something to let me know any of your ideas. The next one I'm going to be doing is a Let's Play or review later on today after I get feedback, like I said at the beginning of the video. And that should just about wrap it up for this one. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. Leave any recommendations and comments and things below. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'll be doing at least 3 to 4 videos a week, hopefully. I just went to orientation yesterday for my new job. My first day is on Monday, so we'll see how the schedule works out for that. I'm most likely going to be working graveyard, so I'll probably be posting during the middle of the day. I'll keep you guys updated though. I'm really hyped that I've gotten 15 subscribers already and over 100 views on my channel in less than a week. Like, you guys are great. Thank you for all the support and love. Until next time, I'm Ben Lee TV.